Logan the Layman Critic here. Today's review is for Death Wish 2. It's from 1982, directed by Michael Winner, and stars Charles Bronson. Let's talk movies. After a brief stint as a vigilante, Paul Kersey has moved to Los Angeles with his daughter to start his life over again. But a gang robs him and tracks him down, kills his housekeeper, and kidnaps and assaults his daughter. His daughter does try to escape, but she dies in the attempt. Kersey sets out to kill the men responsible, grabbing the attention of the local police and the New York detective who ran him out last time. Now, one of the criticisms of this film is that its plot is a retread of the original film, and that's true, but I'd also argue that its narrative is tighter than the first Death Wish, and its ending is much more satisfying. Where the first film has Paul Kersey going on the streets and just gunning down whatever criminals he comes across, Death Wish 2 specifically has him hunting down the people who hurt him and his family. And this does present a curious bit of discontinuity when Kersey disregards other criminals that are in his path but not directly related to his own vendetta. And you would think that this film, being what it is, popcorn fare with a very blatant exploitation vibe, they would just go overboard and give the audience a bloodbath, but they don't. It does get, however, very excessive with the sexual violence. Now, the version that I watched had this stuff cut out, fortunately, but I'm well aware of its presence, and I frankly find it disgusting that it even exists. I'm glad I watched the version that I did. For the first film, that was uncut. I just skipped over that stuff. I really don't like that stuff at all. I don't find it the least bit entertaining, and I think it's devoid of any artistic credibility or necessity, in my view. But as I said, I am reviewing an edited version of this film, so please keep that in mind. That is the version of this film that I'm appreciating here. Death Wish 2 has a stronger supporting cast, or at least the film puts greater emphasis on the supporting characters. Vincent Gardenia returns as Detective Frank Ochoa. It's a welcome reprisal, and I appreciate the continued moral ambiguity of his character, especially with his last exchange with Paul. He's pursuing him as he's out on the street, and he saves him from getting gunned down by this gang that Kersey's stalking. So Ochoa's stalking Kersey as he's stalking a gang, and they spot him, and Ochoa warns him at the last second. He ends up getting killed. Jill Ireland plays Kersey's girlfriend. For those of you who don't know, Jill Ireland was Charles Bronson's actual wife at the time before she passed away, unfortunately. She's a likable character, though she seems strangely oblivious and or ambivalent to the tragedy that comes into Paul's life. And I don't know if there's stuff left on the cutting room floor that maybe fleshes this out a little bit more, or if this is intended to speak to her politics, because she's in the media and a liberal. If that is the latter, then I think it's poorly executed. As I mentioned with the last film review, any political statements made in these films are surface level at best and basically meaningless. The action here is better than the original. It's still grounded in reality, but it's more exciting. There's a great one-liner with one of the gang members who wears a cross around his neck, and Kersey's like, "Do you believe in Jesus? Well, you're gonna meet him." Now, say what you will about these movies, but that's pure gold as an action film zinger. I would take a moment to comment on the score. Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin, which is one of my favorite bands in my teen years, he composed this film, taking over from Herbie Hancock, who was the work on the original. It makes heavy use of synth and guitar, and boy, is it ever 80s. Sometimes it feels so over the top and out of place in the scenes it's being used, but it's so distinctive and gets stuck in your head. I don't know if it's good or not, but I can't not like it. So if you enjoyed the first Death Wish, if you thought it was a good movie, then this one is an improvement, so you'll probably like this one as well. Now on to the next film. Thanks for watching.